Yeah. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Tony Wallow. I'm going to go let some people in that are sitting in the chat room. I'm going to do that here in just a second. Didn't make any changes, so there shouldn't be any audio video changes whatsoever. And that all looks pretty good. Oh, Twidget looks like it's all out of whack. What's going on with Twidget? Oh, there's Twidget. Twidget's good. Amazing. All right, so here we go. I'm going to let everybody in by clicking the admit all button. Chris Garrett, Alex Cheek, and Natasha Kinder. Hi, Chris.
Hey,
How are you?
good. How you doing?
Kind of wore out, man. Had a long couple days this weekend, but otherwise I'm all right. Had a good dinner with Mom.
Did you go on your trip today around Indiana?
Oh no. We Mrs. K herself slept until noon, so we did not do that. What we did end up doing though was taking my mom to dinner about half hour, 45 minutes away. That kind of entailed a little bit of a trip through Indiana, if you will. I guess Alex is still getting things set up. I posted pictures of dinner, at least I think I posted pictures of dinner on Facebook. I may have dreamt that, I don't know. But I thought I posted.
I saw some pictures.
Okay. I thought I had. Just wasn't sure. It was good.
What's Alex setting up?
I don't know. There he is.
I'm here.
Getting all the working pieces in order, I guess. I don't know. Hi, Alex.
I've been sitting here waiting on you to start it. It just I got it set up so it automatically, when I first join the meeting, it automatically mutes. So you don't hear no background noise.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that option a couple times. I've been messing around with the settings. So, hi, Sean.
Oh my God, it's raining cats and dogs out here. Oh my God, it's raining cats and dogs out here.
Oh my God, Sean forgot to mute his YouTube.
Oh, there, now it's muted.
Oh my God, Sean forgot to mute his YouTube. Oh my God, Sean forgot to mute his YouTube. We'll see how long it takes until he catches on.
Josh told me he won't be on here tonight because the Viking wore him out.
But yet he put Natasha in here, huh? Because Natasha can't join by herself. Yeah, I had a missed call from Josh. I was in the other room doing something, and I heard the phone.
Trying to work now. I'll just let my automatic answer it.
Yeah, I don't have that option.
My automatic answers it, and it'll read like a paragraph or two before it give me time to. It give me time to decide if I want to answer it or not.
Yeah, he's probably just calling to tell me he wasn't going to join tonight, which is fine. By the way, this is day number 279 straight days of streaming.
How much you want to bet he'll be in?
Only way he'll be in is if Alex sends him a text or calls him or something. If he said earlier he's not going to be here, he probably won't be here.
He said he was going to bed.
Yeah. So.
Doug, but I think he might have fell asleep.
Well, Doug did I didn't watch, but a little, just maybe 5 minutes of it, but it went on for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I got a text from Tony Wallow. I want to say it was about 6. No, it wasn't that late. Hang on. Let me see if this thing puts the timestamps on it. It was late. It was really late.
Yeah.
6:23 said he's done. And I'm like, man.
See, my shirt is soaked. We could barely see in front of us driving home. And it's still raining like crap out there.
Well,
That computer was it's probably a nice computer. I mean, decent, but they probably should have. It would have been better if they would have made it where you can change that power,
so did he get it fixed?
Yes.
not the power thing, because it's soldered.
Well, but he got everything done he wanted.
So he was able to put an NVMe drive on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the description of it wasn't exactly accurate on the website, just said M.2 drive. Didn't
Right.
specify what, but when he got in there, it really was an NVMe drive.
I knew that just based on the numbers in Crystal Desmart.
Well, that's good. So he still has the intermittent power issues, or is that?
Yeah, the connection is wiggly. You got to hold your mouth right, so to speak.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
refuse to work on all-in-ones. Well, he's doing this one for himself.
Right.
Oh, I thought that was his I thought that was one of his female clients or something. It was, but
yeah.
he got it when she got a new computer. Oh, okay. Yeah. And he wants to take it to his cabin that the family has someplace, so he'll have a computer there. What he said anyway. Okay.
Well, text message.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing. I mean, I learned stuff about working on that kind of thing. I don't ever expect to have one, but it's nice to know what you got to do.
Yeah, I was thoroughly enjoying it, and then some things came up, and then another thing came up, and another thing came up, and we had already talked to Mom about taking her to dinner, and I looked at the clock and I was like, "Ooh, my goodness, this is late. I gotta go." You know.
Did you go to dinner?
Yeah, we took Mom to dinner. We took her to one of her favorite restaurants. She likes to do that.
You have a good time?
It was. My brother showed up. He wasn't.
Good.
I called him and said, "Hey, we're taking Mom to dinner down at Gray Brothers in Mooresville. It's kind of a pricey little place." And he said, "I don't know if we'll be there or not." And he actually beat us there because I'm not going to mention anyone's name, but somebody. I told her at 3:20 we need to be picking Mom up at 4:00. I was ready at 3:28, maybe 3:29 at the very latest. 4:06 we finally get out the door. So I got to drive like I was back on the Indy track. I'll just put it that way. That was
well, every day you have a good day with your mom is something you.
Oh yeah. I just then she wanted to stop at a store getting some baking soda on the way home, and it was 72 cents. And she goes, "How much do I owe?" I said, "Nothing." She goes, "Oh, I'm paying for that." I said, "Mom, it was 72 cents. I think I can swing a 72-cent thing for you." And then she goes, "Oh, I'm taking you to dinner next time then." And I'm thinking, okay. So.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a.
It can buy you one White Castle.
Yeah. Well, there's there's a new fish restaurant she wants to try up on the northeast side of town, and she wants to give it a shot. So I figure we can do that. And she still remembers. This is great. She still remembers we're going to the fish fry on the 19th of August.
Yeah.
So
that's down where you grew up.
Yeah, that's where we grew up, and that's where I graduated high school. My brother graduated high school. So the house is no longer there. It burnt to the ground. Most of the people that were there that she knew have long passed. My uncle.
I mean, that sort of thing happens. Little town I grew up in, our house is still there the last I knew. But some of the windows are out and that sort of thing. And both schools that were there are gone. I mean, things change.
Oh, yeah.
But,
well, we took her through the construction zone of the new highway they're putting through, and it's changed a lot since March when we moved here. So I can imagine what it was like in her mind, how vastly different this was. And then when we came back, we followed my brother, and that boy don't know a straight line between point A and point B. If it was a straight line, he'd somehow turned it into a crooked line. So And my mom's like, "Where's he going?" And I'm like, "I have no idea, Mom. He said this is the best way to go and a shortcut and this, that, and the other, and that's how we're gonna go." And it wasn't. So we had a good time. We had a good dinner. The food was great. I had prime rib.
Ah, been a long time since I had prime rib.
It was pretty good, actually. Um, they had creamy horseradish sauce. I like the traditional horseradish that's non-creamy. And when I
You
got
know
it,
what I used to do when we could get a buffet with that in it or someplace, I would mix the two. I would get a little just shredded horseradish
mm-hmm,
and a little bit of the creamy stuff and mix it up enough so it sort of moderates the hotness of it a little bit.
yeah, yeah. Tony asked if it was Red Lobster. No, oddly enough, it wasn't Red Lobster. And the new fish place is not Red Lobster. They took over a oh shoot, I'm trying to remember what that used to be. I think it was an IHOP if I
Oh.
remember right.
Like the photo on your startup tonight.
I think that's still the one from the state fair.
Right. That's what I was saying the other night. Is that where you get coconut milk from?
No, that was one of
Soybean
the
milk?
many characters they had as you walked in the gate we walked into.
No, but you were remarking that didn't look like a soybean.
Oh no,
What it looks like, I was saying looks like that. Maybe that's where you got soybean milk.
no. Well, it's possibility, very good possibility. Yeah,
Uh,
I was telling her about the
who's the
drive.
character in the hat? Is that like a state fair character or something?
Let me go look at it because
The little guy in the hat, cartoon character there,
you know I
beside Mrs. K.
don't know. Oh no, I have no idea. I think that's supposed to be a soybean. I think I don't because if you
Oh, the
read
guy in the hat's supposed to be a soybean
yeah,
too.
I think so.
Okay,
I
All
think
right.
so. They have several of these throughout there.
all right.
Trying to figure out what that is,
No, we're trying to
Oh
figure.
my god!
what it looks like.
That must be inside the Walmart he usually shows.
No, that's a photos of the people of Walmart, which by the way is really hilarious if people can start circulating that again.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those make you just want to go, oh, I'll never get that image out of my head, and I shudder. But speaking of Walmart, that's where I stopped to get her little thing she wanted for 72 cents. And as I'm leaving, I go out the exit, and here comes this kid running out the entrance doors that were open on the second set, but they were closed on the first set. I thought, that moron's going to smack right into that door because they won't open sometimes if they set them properly. And I'm like, I'm just going to slow down because he's going to hit that door. And I'm like, am I going to laugh? Am I going to help him? Well, about that time, here comes somebody walking in about the time he got to the door. So the door's opened for him.
So it only opens from the outside?
Sometimes they can set them that way, yes. Yes.
Okay.
We've actually gone to Walmart where you try to go in, because you're on that side and without wanting to walk 10 feet to go in the entrance, you try to go out the exit or in the exit and they won't open. But I kid you not, it would have been so funny. And then we get Mom back to the place she's staying. And as we're going in, the same lady that needed help the other day was sitting there struggling. And I stopped pushing Mom. I said, I'll be right back. And I go over, I said, do you want some help again today? And she said, I sure do. And so I said, okay, how am I helping you today? She goes, I don't know. I just need help.
So got outside and couldn't get back in?
No. The place that they're at has rocking chairs. Think about this for 1 minute. Rocking chairs for people that use walkers and wheelchairs and canes and anything else to help them walk. So when you're trying to set up, that chair's rocking and you're trying to get into a walker, and if you don't lock the walker like she did the other night, the walker's moving forward and backwards. So you got the rocking chair going.
Yeah, there'd be a very limited subset of people who could do that.
I don't think I could do it, honestly. Me getting off that chairlift yesterday.
if all you needed was a cane for a little balance, you might manage it.
Yeah, that the rocking chair's still pretty good motion.
Yeah.
So I helped her up, and she was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then I got back to mom. I said, "That's 2 times in a row I've helped her." She goes, "I knew I raised my children right, always helping people out when they need it." As we're leaving, a Lamborghini pulls in. Awfulest color I've ever seen in the world. It's a Lamborghini. So we pull up beside it, wait for the guy to get out, and he comes out, and I said, "Nice car." And he goes, "Thank you." My mom goes, "Would you want to trade?" And the guy goes, "No, I think I'll pass. I don't think you all can fit in here." I said, "I'll leave the wife and my mom behind. I'll drive her for a while." So anyway, I said, "If you don't mind me asking, what did you pay for that?" And he kind of giggled a little bit. He goes, "Well, in 2008, I paid $385,000 for it." And I went, "What?" $385,000 for a doggone car.
And ask him if it's paid for.
I should have, but I didn't want to. His dad is the former sheriff of one of the counties that adjoin our county. In fact, he's the former sheriff of the county I live in, and I'm sure his son has some affiliation with that as well. And that's who it was. We talked for a good 5-10 minutes about his car, but man.
He wouldn't make that much money.
Well, the other conversation we had today is we were coming back through different parts of the state. We got into what's known as the Carlton Risk of Indiana, which is Center Grove area. And these people got some homes. And Mom and I both concluded 2 things. We wouldn't want to pay the property taxes on it, and we wouldn't want to pay the electrical bill or the water bill. John Alloy joins us over in the chat room. Good evening, John. Good to see you. He said he had a beautiful day in Virginia today. John, Sean would like you to send that to Phoenix. They're getting bad rain right now.
We keep having the nightly showers. Fortunately, we haven't got inundated.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. In 5 minutes, our streets on the way home were flooded. Just 5 minutes of rain and our streets were already
Well,
flooded.
there are when it rains here, if you're in an area that gets a quarter of an inch in a hurry, the intersections flood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the ground is so hard, nothing can soak in. That's the whole
Hey,
problem.
Sean, you turned your volume down, so you don't need to repeat yourself like you just said. "Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something." We're good. You just need to say it one time. "Let me tell you something," and we'll get it. We got it.
That's like Josh telling me he has. Did I really say that?
You did, but yes, Alex, that's like Josh telling you what?
He has a question before he tells me the question. Who kicked Natasha out?
That would be probably the host. That would probably
Alex.
Yeah, let's blame it on Alex. I like that. Good job, Alex.
Is Natasha really wanting in?
No,
Josh just putting her in.
Josh just assumes that she wants in, and then he goes to bed and leaves her in.
If I were a betting man, I will tell you after we end the stream why I think this takes place. If I were a betting man. And the last bet I made cost me a chunk of money, so I'm not doing much betting these days. But it was good.
Well, just think of this: a Bugatti is like anywhere from $3 to $20-something million, depending on if you get a limited edition or just a basic version of it. Those go from like 3 to 30-something million.
Hey, Ken.
Yes.
Hey, you got that message last night about me when I went eat my friend.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So
and the manager of the restaurant didn't seem like too concerned. They were outside though. One guy punched another guy. One guy slapped the guy, and he got punched. I don't know what the deal was, but
Yeah, maybe it's happened before and they're just used to it. I don't know. We've got rain scheduled for Monday at 70%, and then the rest of the week is dry until Friday at 40%. Of course, because I want to play golf on Friday. So of course it is.
Well, John says he's
nobody
getting.
start. I didn't want nobody to start shooting though.
No, that would that would be not good.
John says he's supposed to get rain the next few days. He hopes it's just showers.
Yeah, we need rain. We don't need any massive amounts of rain or continuing days in a row of rain or anything.
Yeah, our next door neighbor's 12 or 13-year-old daughter was out there doing TikToks in the rain with a phone. I'm like, well, I hope she gets that phone wet and learns a lesson. Not to take the phone out in the rain.
TikTok. Those people that come in Kroger can, they're just as bad as the people at Walmart.
Most of the time, yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
And especially when it used to open at night, overnight.
Yeah, they
When
changed their hours again. They had a big sign at the front door today saying that I guess they don't know how to tell a calendar because they said effective on July 30th, their hours are going to be moving back 1 hour on both the closing and 1 hour on the opening. So instead of being 6 to 11, it's going to be 7 to 10. And I thought, well, isn't today July 30th? And they just put this up here because I was in there the other night. So I don't get it. We had another resident test positive down where Lorna works today. There's Robert joining us in the chat room saying evening homies, or he says afternoon evening homies. He needed to say morning too, but
he's taking Jose's words.
I wonder where Jose's at. I'm early though.
Yeah, Jose was there for most of Doug's thing today.
I wanted to watch all of Doug's thing today, just that, things come up and.
Well, you had more important stuff to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to sound soppy or anything, but when I hear you say you had a good day with your mom, it makes me feel good too.
Yeah. Oh, I understand.
Those days are precious.
Yes, they are. We invited her uncles that live down in the little town 12 miles away, and they both still have COVID. So, he said I retested positive for COVID, which has got to be frustrating because he's had all 4 shots. I'll probably get a notification. I can't say what I just said. Speaking of notifications, I wonder if I got one yet on anything I did over the last couple days. I want to jump over and look at YouTube Studio.
Oh, the recordings that you played.
Well, depending on how the AI is set up, I possibly could get something for.
Yeah, but one of the things you were worried about, I couldn't even hear.
The music in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there. It's clearly there. It might be just low enough that the AI doesn't pick up on it because as of right, I could go to live, I'm sorry. As of right now, no, there are no restrictions whatsoever. My last restriction was I got a copyright claim on the 19th. What the heck? Ooh, let's go see what this is about. Copyright claim, see details. Oh, I must have played the Lemon song for 27 seconds because it says the Lemon song, Led Zeppelin, WMG on behalf of Atlantic Records has filed the thing against me, and the video cannot be monetized. Doggone it. We'll sleep over that.
Cry all the way home tonight.
I am. From 9:30 to 9:57, I played the Lemons. Oh, I think I was demonstrating the waiting room. I believe that's what that was. Now, you would think, well, if they, now I'll bet you, well, I'm not going to get one tonight, but I'll bet you money they did not. So it said from 9:57, 9:57. There's 9:22. And y'all be. Yeah, I was playing. So the audio does work on that monitor. Oh well. That's what it's for. Then the one before that I know was July 4th for Star Spangled Banner. So speaking
How
of,
could you get a copyright claim on the Star Spangled Banner? Isn't that in the public domain?
no. Here we go. Content used, National Anthem, Leon Rhymes is who filed it. And they're saying, YouTube is saying this
So if I
person's,
sing the Star Spangled Banner and you play what I did, I can file a copyright claim.
apparently,
Leanne or Leon?
Leanne Rhymes. Video can't be monetized, and it's on behalf of Curb Records, but it's got under National Anthem Leanne Rhymes. So, and it's a audio. I just love how they changed that where you can't read it. Audio claim. So yeah, I was thinking about what you just said actually today, Jeff, that if I were to sing a song, which will be horrible, but if I were to sing the song, does that mean I get a copyright notification or violation for that song?
But the song itself can't be under copyright.
Right. I agree. It can't be. It cannot be.
Maybe.
Because, oh, our friend in Texas says it's good to see Carolyn, Rick, and Kevin. See, they still call me Rick. That's funny. Because if I can get Mrs. K to participate, we're going to do a John and June Cash song. That's not their original song. It's "Oh, the Circle Won't Be Broken." Right, Chris?
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Chris is going to be doing backup, so I've got to figure out how we're going to bring him in on this.
Not me.
Oh yeah, look, I got the one part down. Daddy sang bass. Mrs. K will say,
That's not the circle being broken. I don't think.
"You sure that's not the name of that?"
That's
Okay.
All right, my Googlers, let's look this up. The
The
song.
national anthem is in the public domain. I just Googled that.
I may have to.
I
I
can't.
may have to file a claim saying it's in the public domain. But they're probably then going to say, "Well, her voice sounded so much like Leanne Rhymes." But anyway, somebody Google for us the song. "Oh, the Circle Won't Be Broken." Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor. Me and little brother would join right in there.
Hey, that's just how Daddy sang bass.
It is. That's what it says. It's called "Daddy Sang Bass" by Johnny Cash.
Well,
All
the
right.
circle be unbroken is another one, but that's not the same one, is it?
I don't know. Got me Googling now. I'm a horrible host. I'm Googling while I'm doing this.
I always like to do. It's perfect. It's one of a lot of people say you know it, and if you do,
That's the name of it, Ken.
Hang on.
There's Johnny Cash and his second wife there, June Carter Cash. One performance came up on that.
The first line of "With the Circle Being Broken" is "I was standing by my window," and the first line of "Daddy Sang Bass" is "I remember when I was a lad."
I'll be right back.
Okay, Sean, we'll be here. Okay.
Several
It's
people.
not the same song.
Well, give me just a second. I'm looking at this from a different perspective. And it'll probably take me a minute to find it. And clearly the way I'm trying to hear is not going to work. So give me just a second.
Sorry, time's up.
Boy, I've missed you saying that. I've been worried about you lately.
Daddy Sang Bass was composed by Carl Perkins and Universal Songs of Polygram International Incorporated holds the copyright.
Somebody left.
There's a website.
Maybe
you can
that
click
is the
on this
name of
thing.
it.
It
I
says
don't
get
know.
permission to use the song.
You know, I always thought that that was.
But there's
Maybe
a lot of
it is.
YouTube
Maybe it
links.
is Daddy Sang Bass because now I'm finding other groups that have done it under that same thing. But anyway, the only reason I can use that is because you've got the deep bass, then you got a female tenor, and then you got Chris Garrett and Alex Cheek that are going to join in, and I'm going to see if we get a violation on that.
You know, something that I always think of when we're doing patriotic songs at church, because this song always comes up, and that's "My Country 'Tis of Thee," because "My Country 'Tis of Thee" and the UK national anthem is the same tune,
Same music, yeah.
same music. So I always, whenever we're singing that at church, I always find myself trying to remember the words to the UK version.
Why is that hanging over? That's weird. I'm going to find something and give you guys a quick quiz if I can find it.
Sorry, we're
Hello,
closed for
everyone.
tests today.
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band originally sang for the circle being broken.
That's a band from the past I haven't heard in a while. Nitty Gritty.
Oh,
Dirt
Nitty Gritty
Band.
Dirt Band?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to
They're a good band.
Yeah. Hi, Rick.
Hello. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Alex.
Hey,
Hey, Greg.
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Hey, Rick.
Hello, Chris.
See if I can find that this way. Yes. If I can find this, you got okay. So I found it. How can I do this? Let me.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. First question. How many stars are on the United States flag?
I don't know.
50.
Correct. However, the young lady that was being asked said 52. Next question. What state is Utah in? Now he asked this. He asked
What?
that. Yeah, this is. I'm not making this up. This was a thing I seen today, and it.
Yeah, I've seen videos like that before.
So this guy asked. I think he's in New York City, and he asked several people the same question. He asked a lot of people, "What state is Utah in?" One girl, without hesitation, Michigan.
Should have said, what state is Salt Lake City in?
Well, no,
Well,
that
the questions are
that's
phrased this way on purpose.
right. What state is Michigan in? And the one girl, again, without hesitation, said Michigan. The one girl just was like dumbfounded and had no clue what was going on. None whatsoever. What state is Utah in? And this chick here said, or this girl here said, Michigan. Or maybe it was the one before her.
Ask them what state is Washington D.C. in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you name 3 countries besides the United States. Now, I can maybe see where that one could be a little confusing. Any 3 countries besides the United States. She could name one country.
Just think, she's probably old enough to vote.
Unfortunately.
Speaking of Washington D.C., that's where Joshy biked from Pittsburgh to Washington D.C. today.
Oh, do what now?
Josh biked from Pittsburgh to Washington D.C.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that too.
too.
Let's ask a bicyclist we have in the group.
You know how far that is?
Ask Rick. Ask him if it's possible.
3.5 hours.
Here you go. How many
That would
dimes
be-
make a dollar?
And
Well, I don't think they texted her response, but she goes, which one's the dime or the nickel?
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you she works in accounting.
Probably.
I don't remember when it was. It was 3 or 4 years ago now, but I went someplace and paid cash for something small, which is unusual for me. And gave me
Alex.
like a $10 bill, and the kid behind the cash register actually counted back the change to me like we were taught to do 50 years ago.
Okay,
I
so
damn near fell over.
you said that. That made me think of something last night. When we refilled our drink, it was $3 to refill it. And I had a 20 and I had a 5, but I couldn't find the 5. And I finally found the 5. And I said, here, I finally found the 5. That'll save you. That'll make the change $2. She goes, oh, thank you for freaking that out for me, sir. And she was not saying that tongue in cheek. She did not know. So, So, Rick, is it possible to bike from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. and back in one day?
Depending on how good of shape you're in, I don't think I would try it, but yeah.
You know how it takes. You know how long it takes on a bicycle from Washington D.C. to Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh to Washington D.C.
23 hours, 51 minutes, according to Google. But is that
Yep.
biking or is that walking, or that can't be walking?
That's the bicycle.
And I would know, then no, you wouldn't.
So yeah. So,
Well, that's
it
what he said. He said he
well,
couldn't.
that's. Well, I Googled it because I already knew that no, that's not possible, but I wanted to verify it in my mind, the distance, and no, it's not possible. You can only get one way in one day, barely in one day, 23 hours, 51 minutes.
And he wasn't even gone the whole day. He was.
Well, that's our Joshy for us, okay? He probably went someplace that's named Washington, D.C. in the Philadelphia or in Pittsburgh area, and
Oh, there is a city in Pennsylvania, I think, named Washington.
oh, I don't know.
I was looking at it on the map, so I think
It's 173 miles. No way.
Yeah, there's
400 is 242. 4 hours. And 2
see,
minutes.
that's funny because I think it depends on where you're going from. Because mine says 251. Let's do a little test. Jeff, would you like to
Okay.
Google it and see what it tells you?
Well, no, I just found a thing. There's Washington, Pennsylvania, which is 35 minutes by car from Pittsburgh. Now that's city center to city center, not knowing anything else.
Right. So it looks like my good buddy was on Doug's chat today and Carrie's yesterday.
Yeah, I saw him on Carrie's channel.
Oh, I missed him.
he said somebody had to pedal for him on the way back because he was wore out. He put his feet.
Let me
Well, he
see.
made it sound like he put his feet up on the handlebars and pretty
By
much.
bicycle, its best route is 3 hours and 5 minutes one way.
No, that's possible. That's where he went then.
But I don't think he would get there in 3 hours. I mean, he's not gonna. That's somebody in shape riding a bicycle when they for average shape.
And if what Alex just said is true, there had to be another person on the bike and
Okay.
that's going to slow them down. Speaking of bikes, we saw coming back last night one of them dumb pedal bars that have people pedaling on it, drinking alcohol.
I've never seen those in real life.
The
It's,
longest I've spent on a bike is all the way up to Bacchus, then back into Pine River out to my old place where I used to live, then back home. That was about almost 11 hours on my bike.
I can't remember the furthest I ever went. It wasn't much over 2 hours.
I'm
But
planning on doing that trip
bikes
again.
back then weren't designed to do things like that. You know, the old Schwinn just wasn't going to handle 4 or 5 hour rides.
I hope Josh is careful and don't overdo it.
Well, possible.
Probably rode about 10 or 15 minutes and quit.
Yeah, never know. Never know. What am I looking for now?
The only way we'll know for sure is if we was actually there.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is true. Could have really had a good weekend this weekend if I'd have done a little bit of prior planning. They had a NASCAR road race out at the Indianapolis 500, and tomorrow, if I could figure out how to get Mrs. K to work, I could go watch 2 races, an IndyCar race and a NASCAR race, all on the same track on the same day. But I didn't plan that properly, so I
For
can't
the same
do it.
price too, or different prices?
No, it's a one-time gate entry. I don't know. Oh no, I take that back. Today was the Today was the Daggone it. Wish I'd have known that. I thought it was tomorrow. So the guy won the Xfinity race today, and then down here it says Rossi ends 49 losing streak at Indianapolis Motorsports Road Course. So much for that. I was trying to see if that person had died last night in that traffic fatality or traffic accident thing we saw. I'm not seeing it, so maybe they didn't. That would be good. The fatality Jeff was telling us about yesterday was the guy was a former Monroe County judge.
He was on the interstate someplace.
Yeah, 465. That's just a loop around Indianapolis.
Okay.
People,
Well, that wasn't the one you saw.
oh no.
One that you saw was just on what I would call surface street someplace, right? Not interstate.
Yep, local surface street. Exactly. Yep. So my brother watched both of the videos. I posted them on Facebook as well. And he agreed with everyone that if she would have done a little bit better job on the camera angle of the second one, it would have been good.
We've had quite a few wrecks on the interstate this year. I don't know what's up. People just driving crazy, I guess.
I don't know.
But they had to close it. I mean,
Hey, your movie's on, Ken. Forrest Gump.
AMC?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining for tonight's stream. I will see you tomorrow night, probably about 10:30, 10:45. Mrs. K works. So good night. Have a good night.
one time, last time,
Chris, you need to go closer to the thing there, buddy. You're breaking up.
oh, okay. Last year it was a dump truck. I'm not gonna say since we're live on YouTube what they were doing, but a guy, a driver, and his girlfriend, and the dump bed come up, and it hit the interstate bridge, and they were doing. I can't say what they were doing.
Sounds like they were partaking in adult activities.
Yes. Well,
Oops. But they came to an abrupt stop.
let's just say she bumped the whatever it is, made the bed, dump bed pop up and it hit a interstate bridge.
All right, I got to get a thing that says, "Warning, I'm about to take a drink of something. Please, no jokes." That one almost went over the keyboard.
Luckily, it was a road that's not that traveled much.
Yeah.
It was a state highway, but it wasn't much traffic on it.
You know, the thing I saw today going through the construction zone, I never realized how in depth building the road is. I did not realize the road's about that deep in the construction. I always thought roads might be, like this.
Well, some of them are more than that if you count the rock base.
Yeah.
The interstate or that.
I think this is, I don't know what you would call this. This is kind of an interstate and surface street all combined into one, because they're taking a known highway and they're making it into a bigger highway, but they're also adding the cute little roundabouts instead of the exits, and that's going to be a disastrous on the highway. I don't care what anybody says.
I hate those.
Roundabouts are good. They were great in Europe. They were good in Germany. We just haven't got the concept down yet, and there's no way in frickin' heaven and earth you put a roundabout on a highway. You're doing 70. Oh, look, Kenny, here comes the roundabout. You ain't taking a roundabout at 70 miles an hour. Or, you could do what I plan on doing, is hooking the camera up and go, "Oh, look, kids," as I go around the roundabout 10 times.
We have a few here in Vegas. Years ago, I went to a meeting up on Cape Cod, and between Boston and Cape Cod, we passed 2 roundabouts on state highways.
Vegas has got roundabouts now.
We got
Well,
one.
they've had them for years. There are 2 right beside Summerlin Hospital.
We got one in our development. They changed a 4-way intersection to a roundabout.
Usually, yeah.
1 or 2 others, I don't know where they are, but they modified the ones near the hospital after having them up for a while because people couldn't figure out how to use them. I saw a car, it was near where I worked years ago, a block. And I've seen a car come through there backwards, going the wrong way.
I can see that.
Crazy.
I'm trying to think if while we were in Vegas, we ever went on a
We're on
roundabout.
Town Center Drive.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Now that you said Town Center, yeah, that kicked in the gray matter. Yeah, her friend in California asked her today, "Where's Gary, Indiana at?" And I said, "It's up part of Chicago." She goes, "How?"
Oh,
She goes, "Is it Chicago?" No, I said, "It's Gary, Indiana, but it's like 5 miles inside the city limit or the state border." She goes, "What kind of city is it?" I said, "Well, remember how I told you today I wasn't gonna be a bitch and grouchy and complain about anything. So for today, I'm gonna say it's just a bad city. Ask me tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell you how I really feel." And I showed her on the map and everything, and I said, "But in your friend's case, she's gonna love it."
it's a very industrial town. It used to have the steel mill.
Yep.
US Steel, I believe, was the plant that used to be there, and they closed it down finally.
Yep. Yeah, it's just a suburb of Chicago now, in all seriousness.
It's right at the bottom of the lake.
Mm-hmm. I've been through it. Haven't ever stopped.
You ain't missing nothing.
No, well, from the lovely views I saw driving through there, no, I wasn't missing anything. I would agree with that.
Lot of trouble, a lot of gangs, a
Yeah.
lot of shootings, drugs.
Well, hopefully, I paused Doug's stream. Hopefully, I can hit the play button and it'll pick up right where he left off. So he got it disassembled, changed the parts out,
Yeah,
reassembled.
he actually got to where he was installing windows on it, and he said, "I'm going to quit here."
Oh, okay. All right.
And he was going to finish it up offline. He had a appointment to play fortnight, about an hour after he quit.
With Dennis, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did Gary ever say anything, or he just sit there all night or all day?
He talked a couple of times, 4 or 5 times.
Good. Good.
I said hi to him, he said hi back.
Must have been after I left.
Yeah,
Close that out. Don't need that now. Yeah, I'll mail him out Monday. I'll mail out that 8 terabyte to him. Hopefully he'll get it in time. Maybe he can do something with it one of these Saturdays. I just don't think he's going to be able to fix it using anything, honestly. And I'll find a drive to take apart, just to take it apart.
Does he have a machine dedicated to do that kind of stuff?
I have no idea. Probably not, but I have
He's
no
got a
idea.
bunch of machines lying around though, I mean.
Yeah.
all he's gonna do is run the software and point it to an external drive.
But that doesn't repair anything, right? I mean, if it's got
Yeah,
bad
the
sectors.
The software does.
Oh, it does.
Yes,
Oh,
You know, they claim that, yeah, SpinRite was developed way back in the days of early hard drives. And it would repair things in the sense that heads were not stable in those days. So you could get a little drift on tracks and that sort of thing. And it would fix that sort of stuff pretty good.
Yep, Steve Gibson made it.
You know. I've still got a copy of it someplace. I'm licensed for the latest version, but I don't try to use it anymore. After hearing what the guy at $300 drive repair said about it.
said it wasn't any good.
Well, he said it just really can't do anything. Modern drives, all the electronics and all that crap is controlled in the firmware on the drive, unlike in the old days when SpinRite was first developed.
So you actually
mean-
said something that makes me think. Let me unblur. No, don't unblur.
But
Okay. Now I'll unblur.
I'm not going to complain about anything. I mean, if he wants to fiddle with it, that's
So can this board right here go bad?
okay.
Yep.
But that's not what we suspect is wrong with this. This is the 8 terabyte, by the way.
It could be any number of things. It could be something in the firmware. It could be the heads or the recording surface could have bad spots. You know, all kinds of things can go wrong with it.
Okay.
People changing those boards on dead drives and they will start that working.
But don't you have to get the exact same model board as what's
Yeah.
on here?
I would think so.
Yep.
You do.
Okay.
But if
Yeah, I'll
you were
get
a
that
drive repair place and you had a bunch of drives, you might be able to cobble together one working drive. You had one drive where the platters were good and one drive where the board was good. But putting together something that works out of different parts is not always working well. I had a Dell XPSR 350. It was a Pentium 2 machine. And the IDE controller on the motherboard went south on it. And I bought one off eBay that was nominally the same model. I bought one off the University of Nevada here in town that was nominally the same model. And there were just enough differences in the motherboards and the parts that I could not put together a working computer out of 3 of them. It was a waste of effort.
Did you learn anything from it though?
Not really.
Okay.
Now I understand more now than I did then, but there were 3 different revisions of the motherboard. Nominally the same computer.
Yeah, that's
So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Just a big coin. This one happens to be a NASCAR coin. So it's my understanding that the computer is a disc or a platter
Yeah,
and they're just stacked on one top one on top of the other.
Yeah, I don't know how many are in there. 8 terabyte, there's probably at least 3 platters that are, if it's a 3.5 inch drive.
It's one
And
of the
they
big
make,
ones.
you can have recording surfaces on one or both sides of a platter. There's a magnetic coating, iron oxide.
Okay, so then once you have these on top of one another, then it's my understanding that there's like a apparatus that comes in and runs in between each.
And there are heads that go on each side of the platter.
Okay,
Any platter that has the recording material on it.
okay.
And the
Yeah, I
heads
got to
move
tear
in
one
and
apart.
out. And the heads move in and out.
That sounds like I got to find one to tear
there's
apart.
no record player.
Do what, Greg?
The arm moves similar to a record player.
Okay, okay, I follow that. Yeah, I need to find one to tear apart. I'll make me a little clean room.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty much how I feel about it too.
Again, there's a link to several photographs of hard drives opened up in chat.
I'd say that's a link. Good Lord.
Well, it's got
My
a bunch of
gosh. Oh, this is a learning for me. Chris,
Yeah,
look
You
at
can
the
see the
link.
platters on some of them.
Look at the link that the novel that Jeff just posted. How do you make that a teeny URL like you did today?
go to tinyurl.com and paste that link in.
Why did I not even think to do something like that? He's not even being smart about it. Okay. Not what I was
Photos there where you
expecting,
can
but
see
okay.
platters and heads and whatever.
So that okay, I'm looking at like the sixth, eighth one down here. That little thing that looks like a pair of tweezers, that actually is going. I count 1, 2. Well, I hate to do this. Let me see.
4 platters.
Yeah, some have 6.
Yeah, depending on the size of it. But the thing with
With some of the newer ones, with in between the platters and those sealed things, there's a gas in between them to keep them separated because they're sitting so close. They're like a hair paper. There's a little thin layer of gas or something that goes between them to keep them separated.
yeah, some of them are just a vacuum, but the most expensive ones have a gas in there.
So I'm hoping we all are seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
Us being Zoom and us being YouTube as well. So I was looking at this one right here because I can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
And there can be iron oxide on one or both sides of each of the platters, probably on both sides, at least on the ones in the middle.
So this gizmo here is
Is the
actually
head. Well, the recording head is right on the tip of that thing.
right out here.
Yep, the reading light head is right out there on the end of that, and it moves in and out while the drive spins.
Oh, okay. So does this get okay? So quick dumb question: can this come all the way back off of the drive, lower down to the next one, and then
No,
go?
there's one in between each.
Ah, so there's 4 of these then.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, and the one in between may have head on the bottom and the top, so they can read the both surface. I mean,
See,
mechanical.
there's the one. Look at that picture right there with the orange thing.
Right here.
Now go over to the
It says
left.
macro shot
Oh,
stack.
right here.
The one at the top right now.
Oh, yeah. No. Where'd it go? Daggone, I saw the one you were talking about because the thing was actually out. Okay, let me bring this one back up. So you're talking about this one, right? Daggone it, where'd it go? I saw it. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The thing that's resting on there is probably the park position, I'm assuming, but
Yeah.
that's an assumption on my part.
This little plastic thing or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You,
Okay. I still want to take one apart. Okay, so Are there spacers in between? I guess this is a locking mechanism or
No, that's just a bunch of screws or bolts holding it all together there,
so these go all the way to the bottom?
I would assume.
In some of them, yes.
Oh wow. All
Holding
right.
the stack of them together.
So let me scroll through here. I'm curious is how they get the spacing between the disc, or how do they maintain the spacing?
The
between
same
the-
spacing
Well,
that's
the
on
discs
top
are
of the
rigid.
one. Usually the same one that's on top, like the one there, is about how far they've got them spaced apart.
Okay, so here's a better picture of that. Oops, that's not
Yeah,
what I want. That's
top on that thing, that smaller circle on the very top.
double oops. I closed the wrong thing, so now I got to go back over here. Double oops. Click on the link again. There we go. Bring this over here. Man, that was a good one too. Let's see if I can
But
find
when
it.
they're spinning real fast, particularly if they've got an inert gas in there, there's a thing called the Bernoulli effect, which keeps the heads from crashing into the platters. Has to do with something moving through a gas real fast.
Here we go. So
Yeah.
oh, that's about the same one. So that one's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're kind of doing, those platters are kind of doing their own balancing effect, which is why you don't really want to bump them when they're writing, because you'll
Well,
bump
the
the
heads
head
will
and,
move.
yep,
If you hit it hard enough, you'll knock the head into the surface of it and it'll damage either the head and or the magnetic coating on the platter.
So that looks like that one's been disassembled.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, that's a good illustration. Look at how many discs was on that puppy. But that looks like, that looks to me, I wonder if that's even real.
That may be a drawing there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because
Or a CAD illustration or something.
something, yeah. BH Ringer said the platter smoke gets in your eyes.
Well, if you
That's funny. Oh, this one kind of answers my question. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's supposed to be platters or disc on here for this to go in between, or a disc maybe. All right, cool. Thank you, Jeff.
yeah.
I
So
will
anyway,
research that later on. Now let me see if I can get back to some
yeah, you can
normalcy.
have the iron oxide, or it's probably something more sophisticated than iron oxide these days, but something that'll hold a magnetic record on one or both sides of a platter, depending how many heads you got, the capacity of the drive, and all that crap.
I think that's the wrong draw. I think that's the wrong camera. Try this one. Okay. That's the right camera. Okay. Wished I could rename the cameras. Unfortunately, I can't. Or if I can, I have not figured out how to do it. It probably can be done. I know on any desk you can rename the numbers to a name. The magnets are strong inside those desktop hard drive. Oh yeah. So those things spin when it says 7,200 RPMs. That they're spinning at 7,200 revolutions per minute.
Yep.
yep.
There are a few 10,000 RPM drives. You don't see them much.
I just
Mostly
can't.
for data centers.
I just can't picture that. I cannot picture something spinning that quick.
Yeah, I think I've heard a 10,000 RPM hard drive spin up.
Aren't those mostly in the data centers, Rick?
Yeah.
10,000.
Faster the spin, you gain a little bit in access speed.
Do you have any risk of losing anything at that faster speed though?
No,
Well, if your head crashes into the platter, it's gonna damage something worse at a higher speed, I would assume.
Craig, I want you to come over here tomorrow and take back this pesky little fly you sent my way. He made it. You
he's
need to
doing
come get it.
what I told him to do.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
I told him to go back and he said, "Oh, no can do."
You sure it didn't follow you home from the fair?
Yeah, probably. That actually happened one year. Hi, hey, homie.
So, sup, homies?
Good to see you, or at least see your
L-
picture.
Oh, likewise, nice to see you guys. I just, at this particular moment, I'm not camera ready.
Good thing we're still streaming.
Well, just remember, it's a family channel.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I don't want nobody having nightmares.
It came from the Walmart fruit elf. Oh, Crystal or sparkling ice, the drinks that we like to drink. These sparkling ice, they used to be 10 for $1.
Mm.
We went to Kroger tonight, 9 for $1. Didn't lower the price any, but they lowered the quantity of what you can get.
Of course. They're doing that now.
Well,
They're
that's
giving
very
you
common
less
thing been for
everything.
years.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You get a cereal box and the box is the same size, but they don't fill it up as much.
Yep. And they
Yeah.
charge you the same price.
Yep.
Lay's potato chips bags are smaller for about the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The bags, chips, whatever, they could be the same size, but they weigh less.
Hmm.
Or if you
Yeah.
look at something in cans, canned vegetables or canned meat or whatever, you'll find it's an ounce less than it was 10 years ago for the same or higher price.
Right. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
hell of it is, a lot of old recipes assume a certain amount of crap in the can, and it isn't that way anymore.
Mm-mm. No. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream as soon as I get to the right button. I gotta really redo this stream deck and get things kind of on the same page or sheet of music, if you will.
I think
Okay.
a jar of spaghetti sauce used to be 30 ounces. Now it's 24, 26.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was so. We roll up there, I was using the thing again because my legs bother me all day today, and we roll up on that and it's on sale, 9 for $10. I'm like, well, that's not a sale. It was 10 for $10. Okay, Tony, good night. John Lloyd, good to see you. Thank you so much. We'll see you Friday night. Kenny Witten, laptop are most part 5,400 RPMs a minute. Okay. That's still fast. I still can't. I mean, seriously, if it's something I just can't, like my fan, I try to watch it every now and then. I can't even keep up with it. But something is 54, 72, or 10,000 revolutions we're talking per minute, every 60 seconds. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's mind boggling.
Well,
to me.
let's put it this way: NASCAR engines run about $9,000.
So you're saying I'm not throwing one in the old CRV anytime soon? Is that what you're saying?
No. And they've actually reduced their